Okay, so we're going back to Cadnua. Right after we explore this
Sure.
map here. Oh, and we also need to talk to the hunter lady.
They shall see nothing while I see much.
Wine dregs swirl around the bottom of the clay jar. Scroll of twin stones. We should be able to use that. I like how none of it.
That's
Ready, Watcher.
what?
I think that's what we need to do.
Huh?
Okay, so that is it. I think we need to go check out the Stormwall Gorge before we go back to Cadnua, I think. Just so that we can take care of this quest with her. About the guy overseeing a waterfall or water from a cliff, something. We gotta talk to her first, though. Sagani draws up beside you, her fox following at her heels, and takes a seat next to you.
Even if you are putting one over on me, it's nice to have a hunting party again.
You've been searching for Persoc for 5 years.
5 years for me. Must be 30-something for Ichimok.
Hearing its name, the fox looks up. How's the search going?
It's been a long hunt. A long time away from my family. Before, I'd crossed the tundra of Nasitok following caribou herds. I didn't want to leave Kulu and our children, but I was eager to visit lands my people rarely do. But 5 years without finding it. It's like 2 hours of necking. I'm ready to be done with it.
It's a strange comparison. Why do you have to find Persoc?
Soul recovery is an old village tradition. We call it the Tarnek Ilitsak. Once in a generation, we seek the soul of a much respected and long dead village elder. We tell him what's changed in the village, how people remember him. The only other Tarnek Ilitsak during my lifetime happened when I was a girl, not long after Persoc died. We feasted on blubber and fermented milk for a week, and we honored the chosen huntress as a hero. Then she left, and we returned to our duties. We still sang her name to the skies during festival season, but we otherwise didn't speak of her.
I see.
It's not being forgotten by my village that troubles me, but sometimes I wonder how my husband and children remember me, if they think of me often.
That must be difficult.
Still, there's no point in dwelling on it. More often I find myself wondering whether Persoc will remember us. You claim to see souls. What do you think? Do you remember your past lives?
No, not clearly. I figured. Most people don't anyway. I suppose that's why I'm supposed to remind Persoc of what he left behind in our village. What would you tell him about your village?
Masuk is probably much the same as it was 100 years ago. We live between tundra and frozen forests, and the land takes as much as it gives. But our hardships bring us together. And the elders truly unite us. They keep the stories of past generations, and they guide us from season to season, through good years and lean.
Itimak brushes against her hip, and she scratches his head. Recently, there have been a lot of good years. My aunts say we've had fewer clashes with neighboring villages, thanks to the hunting territories that Persoc helped establish. In bad years, we rely on trade with the merchants that pass our shores. We exchange walrus tusks and seal pelts for grains that last us the hard winters. Persoc brokered a lot of those agreements too. She holds up the bear figurine. He got this from one of the Almoa ships that used to trade with us. It sounds like Persoc did a lot for your people.
That's what I'm supposed to remind him.
She shoved the Adra bear back into her caribou skin pack. Sounds like you're on a hunt of your own though. You feeling the thrill of the chase, or ready for this to be over? It's too early to tell. She nods. Fair enough. She rises and stretches, looking around. Might as well keep moving while we got some daylight. I'd like to talk some more. What's on your mind? I want to know about your homeland. Nasitak? She rubs her nose with one broad finger. It's a big island in the middle of the Deadfire Archipelago, just off the coast of the White that winds, tundra mostly, with a few snow-covered forests in the warmer parts. Most of us live in fairly small villages by standards here, anyway. Mine is Masuk. What's Nasitak like? She shrugs. Cold, but not as cold as the White that winds. The few kith who visit Nasitak find it sparse. But there's plenty to sustain a village if you know where to look. She ticks the items off on her callous fingers. We get hides and meat from caribou, seals, and small whales. Bone, too, which makes fine bows and arrowheads. Community is important to us. We survive or perish together, or everything we do, every week-long hunt, every wall we've built, is for the village. Who lives there? Mostly Enutonic, like me. People here call us boreal dwarves. Migratory clans of Glamfellin from the White That Winds sometimes spend the colder seasons on Nasitak, but we don't see too many other foreigners who can tolerate the elements. She pats a weathered bronze arm. Those of us born in Nasitak like to say we have a hardy layer of sealskin just beneath our flesh. Tell me more about Masuk. We're a tundra village. To an outsider's eyes, we're probably not much different from the others around us, but our elders have stories that go back hundreds of years. Epic hunts, battles with neighboring villages, sojourns across the sea. We share these stories too. She nods. What do you do back in Nazatak? I'm a long hunter. I stalk game across the tundra with some of the other wives. We usually hunt caribou and oxen, but we find hares and birds too. It's a good and respected position to see so much of Nasitak in the company of my friends and sisters. This is one of the pleasures of life in Masuk. Tell me about Itumak. She scratches behind his ear. A good hunter, but not much a talker, and that's been fine by me. When we hunt in Nasitak, we almost always bring our foxes with us. They help us track and flush game, and they're fearless defenders against bears and snow leopards. Clever Itumak has always been my favorite. He wags his bushy tail. You have a family back in your village. Of course, we'd never send a woman who hasn't had the chance to find a mate and have a couple of children of her own. Aren't you worried your husband will... Are you kidding? I'm the best shot in Masuk. Tell me about your children. I've had 5, Yakona, Astuya, Najel, Anik, and Malak. Astuya and Anik died young in long, lean winters. Malak was barely talking when I left. She scrapes a thumbnail along the handle of her hunting knife. He probably won't know me when I get home. She frowns, her hand falling from the knife. Even in Nasitak, I spend most of my time on the hunt. But then, it's easier to relish the hunt when I know I'll see my family enjoying our kill. Tell me about, what's your husband like? Kalu's a good man. He's raised our children well and built a strong home while I've been away on hunts. Our parents chose us for one another when we were still young. Not the way things usually done here, but ours choose well. She smiles. We came to appreciate each other as helpmates first, then friends, and then, well, you know how it goes. There's a hint of blush below the stripe of face paint. I'm curious about your search for Persok. I'll tell you what I can, but Tarnek Ilisok pilgrimages like mine are rare. Why do you people have this tradition? She pulls the bear figurine out of her satchel, running a finger along its smooth back. It's something we've always done. The elders say it was first begun to forge ties with other villages. It's hard to fight over caribou herds when you see someone you respect on the other side. We also believe that passing our history on in this way keeps us stronger, and it helps them, the elders return to us after they've been away from us for a generation or more. They can use the experiences they've accumulated over lifetimes to lead the village again. Are elders usually reborn so far from the village? Most often, they return somewhere in Nasitak, a member of another village, or they're born among the Glamfellin of the White That Winds. Even so, it's hard to say what's usual. A mischievous grin crinkles her eyes. When my grandfather was a boy, the elder came back as a polar bear. The huntress chosen for the task had to recite half of her village's deeds while running from the beast. Her expression sobers. Even so, there have been journeys longer than mine. Some last decades, and the huntress doesn't always return. What happens when the elder is found? That depends on the man or woman he's become. It's easiest when the rebirth happens in another village of Nasitak, where the tradition is understood. Even the White That Winds in the southern islands of the Deadfire Archipelago, people understand this custom and will welcome you politely enough, even if their souls do not remember. She shrugs. But sometimes you find someone whose soul has no memory of the village, and you have to tell him of people who remember him still. As disheartening as this is, you hope that The reminder will aid his soul in a future life. How did you get picked to come search for Persak? She grins. Another old village tradition. The elders watch the caribou migrations and cast seal bones to determine the right time for his journey. When the omens were determined, all the village wives drew shark teeth. We're the ones that go away to hunt and fish, so we're the best suited for a task like this. Anyway, I grabbed the little tooth. She frowns. Traveling so far is a rare privilege for us, but as you can see, the journey can be unpredictable. What are your thoughts on my search? She frowns. Helps to know what you're hunting. You've got a lot of tracks to follow, but where they'll lead is anyone's guess.
Ready, Watcher.
That's all then? Okay.
Right.
Alright, let's check this gorge here. I think I might know where it's at. That overlooking the water, right? So maybe down here somewhere. It could have been him. If it's not here, then it's further down. Like maybe it's I don't know where it would be. A place that's overlooking the water, isn't that what she said? Oh, wasn't that in the vision? I mean, a long hunt. When I examined the bear statue, I felt as though I was standing atop cliffs overlooking the water. Cliffs overlooking the water. See, this is the only cliff that I can think of, but I guess it would be like here, right? But we didn't find anything. Go by it one more time here, see if we can find something here. If not, then it's somewhere else. We just have to yeah, I guess it's not here. Let's go back to Cave Nua and then we will bury the scroll. $20 hours.
Place of ruin. It has long been abandoned.
Domimo thugs will attack Stronghold in 4 days? Does that mean we have to be here? I don't understand how that works. Fuck the Domimo. These bastards. Oh, a group of them. Manual resolve. What does that mean? Wait. It takes me directly to the oh! No, can I... Hold on. I'm not ready for that. And then so we move... And we move ahead in like a couple of days? How does that even work? You know? It says just one day here. So yeah, I don't like that. I don't like that at all. Okay.
Aye.
We'll do that after we're done with everything else again. Pardon the intrusion, my lord. Chancellor Warren urgently requests that you meet him at the Charred Barrel in Brackenbury. Is this about Kednua again? I don't know. My apologies, my lord. I'm merely a messenger. Remind me who the Chancellor Warren is? He's the largest arbiter of Earl Abatemore, Lord of the Grasp. I believe you've made his acquaintance at the Ducal Palace. Why isn't the Chancellor meeting me at the palace? Perhaps the Chancellor is meeting with you in an unofficial capacity. It happens from time to time. I'll meet the Chancellor when I can. The messenger bows and leaves.
I trust all is well. Please let me know if there's anything I can do to help.
So if we choose this, we just fight them immediately. And it's like, what's right now? 7, let me just... I mean, the positioning was also fucked up. I'm like, what's up with that, you know? Hold on. So we're gonna save here. And it's gonna say 8 days, 11 hours. So... where's the calendar? Is there a calendar somewhere? Where can I see the time? Day 29, hour 6. Okay, so let's just do this and see what it says. Day 29, hour 6. Okay, so I guess we just... okay, that's fine. Why is he always getting fucking attacked? We didn't even get anything for that. XP maybe. That's weird. That's just weird. Okay. Yeah, I guess we're done here. Let's go rest. Let's go rest up at our mansion.
place of ruin. It has long been abandoned.
No bonus right now. Oh shit. You find yourself back in the space inside the grieving mother's mind. It is familiar this time. And even though you feel you have seen countless births from this vantage point, something fills you with unease. The sky has darkened, and the mist has risen from the forest. To hem you in, you are trapped. You hear something. The sound is strange, dissonant, like warping metal. You grit your teeth against the noise, and yet, as it rises, the eerie melody drives the numbness from your limbs and clears a space in the midst. Focus on the chimes. The noise resolves into a dull tone. As it resounds through your bones, you can see your hands are in motion. And once again, you're drawing forth life, something warm and fragile struggling into the world. This scene feels familiar, a moment you have lived and dreamed 1,000 times before, and yet something ominous gnaws at the edges. Focus on the woman's cries. The woman should be in pain, the natural pain of childbirth. You know this, but it is faint, distant, and you realize that you're soothing the pain with your mind, smoothing out the eddies of pain and relaxing her thoughts just enough so that she can still push from within, push the child forth. You're taking that pain onto yourself, and the pain has layers. One is a pressure, a familiar, welcoming pain, and the other, it is sharp, a razor at your consciousness, more recent than this memory. As you try to recall how you've reached this place, you feel the same hollowness inside yourself, a pit filled with the clawing winds of a bivouac. The very thought fills you with disquiet, like the memory of a nightmare. Focus on the child, the movement of your hands. As your hands move, you hear the sound of chimes, clear and sharp, yet somewhere distant. They seem echoed by something else. Wails of sorrow. Tolling bells? It's impossible to tell. Draw the child forth. An inexplicable sense of dread fills your soul as the child makes its journey to you, push by push. A malicious presence seems to surround you, and you lean forward to shield the child. At last the baby emerges, wet and ruddy from its journey. A lifetime seems to have passed as the newborn moves from womb to world, and another seems to pass as you cradle the trembling child, waiting. The child cries out, its cry full of life, full of soul, the chime echoing in its thoughts, filling it with its welcome. The soul is blurred at the edges, as if you're viewing a soul from within the soul, but it is there, it is alive. The woman before you is weeping, and at her first cry, her hands reach out for it. Surrender the child. You surrender the child to her, something you have done many times before, and as your hands move, the dull clangor sounds, and you feel a weight hanging from your waist. You look down and see bones, tiny and malformed, hanging from strings about your wrist. They're heavier than they should be, and as they clank together, they make a noise like funeral bells. The mother is too intent upon her newborn to pay you any heed, and so you hide your wrist behind your back. She need never know, can't ever know. As you hide the bone chimes, you shiver, in relief with premonition at the chill wind that suddenly sweeps the plateau. Now we can talk to her again.
Your mind comes bearing questions, Watcher.
I walked again in your memories. This time they felt strange. I would see them again. Your vision gives way to, okay, and then we go back to the memory. What's that you're wearing on your wrist? She extends her hands, and the small chimes on her wrist sounds at the motion, just like they sounded in her memories. The chimes are finely crafted of white adra. They are wrapped around the grieving mother's wrists with tiny woven braids of hair of different color. From white to black, brown to blonde, you feel as if you're noticing them for the first time. If the birthing chimes were given to newborns, why do you wear a set now?
There was no child to carry it.
And suddenly there's a rasping cry across your consciousness, and you see her flinch, visibly as if struck. She raises her hands, and you see the chimes drape from them, yet they make no sound as she moves. In your memory, they look like bones.
And carry the weight of 100 deaths. I know, Watcher.
This is about the Hollowborn, isn't it?
The Hollowborn.
The same chill you felt before is stronger now, as if it's welling up around your feet, to your ankles. You feel a sudden urge to draw away, as if from an unpleasant memory.
The Hollowborn have a future. They can be saved, and the tells spoke of such.
You don't know if that's true, or if they can ever even be saved.
They can be saved. They must be saved. You have seen the beauty in childbirth. What good came into the world there on the plateau. You helped me recall it. It is a memory we shared. It is the truth.
You have woven truth for countless mothers. How can I trust what you tell me? Truth is shaped by belief, by choice. It is coaxed from chaos like a child from the womb. In the memory, you hid the chimes on your wrist from the mother. Why? It is not what I hid, but what she saw. She couldn't know. The grieving mother squeezes her eyes shut and brings her hands to her ears. No more equivocation. What really happened at the birthing bell?
And what would you consider real, Watcher? The truth that was experienced and remembered? Or the one that burned out only to be swept under the rug and forgotten like ash from a fireplace?
What happened mattered. Forgetting it doesn't make it less real.
And how much of your own life has been lost to the error of memory? How many loves and betrayals were colored with the false hues of emotion? A pity to wonder how much of your own life happened the way you recall. And are you?
That was it, Okay, so we have to talk to her a little later. And I know he doesn't want to talk again, so we're waiting for that to trigger as well.
If doubts and curiosity plague, I suspect the end. Yeah.
Okay. So is she like just birthing Hollowborns, and she's just giving the mothers like fake memories or fake illusion? Because she is a cipher, right? I mean, she's
it has long been abandoned.
like she's able to manipulate like your enemies. She has charm spells and stuff like that. So was she just like lying to these mothers that she helped deliver babies for? I mean, that's the vibe that I'm getting. Okay, so now we're gonna go bury that What was his Did we talk to Heravis?
Our paths shall part.
Let me just do this real quick.
Yeah? As a peripatetic loner, I'm not privy to the latest news, but the Hollowborn Children is a tale that has reached even my reclusive ears. Or rather, ear.
What do the Glenfatton Druids think of this plight?
It's been a long time since I've spoken with my circle. They'd probably tell you what I'd tell you. This plight was most certainly the consequence of someone trespassing into Nguithan places, not meant for folk. I mean, what else other than the gods could inflict punishment of such impressive scale?
What are your thoughts on the Hollowborn?
Anytime a life is separated from its soul, I wanted to pretend it was just a rumor when I first heard of it. In my youth, I cursed the dear Woodens for being ignorant to spoilers that breed out of control. But soulless babies? What heartless gods would inflict that kind of tragedy? No parent or child deserves to be a part of that horror. Need something?
Tell me about yourself.
My second favorite subject.
He runs his fingers through his scalp, preening his fur.
What would you like to know?
How did you come to be trained as a druid? Aravius thumbs his half-shredded ear and thinks to himself for several seconds. It wasn't entirely by choice, not at the start at least. My ambition was to be a hunter. I merely arrived in a different trail. By a different trail. As a child, an Anamfath came to visit. An honored guest is occasion for a grand chase. But I was left out, instructed instead to be cupbearer to the old wise one, while the rest were on hunt. I'm sure you can guess what happens. Wise Anamfath gives dumb childish shred of attention. We ended up talking until the hunters returned. He gave me his hands dart across his body, scouring the pockets and folds of his tunic. This. He presents a rusted iron medallion fashioned in the likeness of a hound's head, a common icon amongst the frontiersmen, explorers, and other seekers faithful to Galloway. The Anamfath insisted I be trained, and none in my village would defy him. Now, he smiles broadly, I don't need a bow to hunt. Where are you from originally?
My mother's crotch. You?
Okay, you gotta respond with, what a coincidence. I also came from my mother's garage.
For the record, only I'm allowed to insult my mother. But I respect your dedication to banter, so I'll let it slide. This time. I grew up in Erglonfoth,
Oh my
specifically in and around Thane Bog. My people, the Fisher Crane tribe, are migrant stewards of the land. I've walked the whole of Glonfoth many times.
What's the story behind the symbol of whale on your eye patch? Whale is known as the eyeless face, so his symbol seemed a good fit for my eye patch. He absent-mindedly runs his finger along the strap of the patch band. Whale iconography is rather popular in my home tribe, but it seems he is not as widely venerated here in the Deerwood. I remember thinking that if I consecrated my eye to he who obfuscates and reveals, that maybe with enough devotion, Whale would make use of old ruined thing. He pulls on the eye patch strap and let it go with a loud snap. So if you think you see me staring at rumps and cleavage, it's really just the will of Whale controlling my gaze. Honest. What's your relationship with Galloway? I was raised as a disciple of the Seeker God. He is the champion of the hunt, be it the simple struggle for sustenance or the scholarly pursuit of knowledge. In my older years, I've found he cuts himself off, shakes his head, and starts again. Life has shown me I am more suited to the ways of Whale. The furious hunt for knowledge often outpaces the journey to real understanding. Druids are known for changing into animals. What sort of creatures can you become? He takes a half step backward as you ask the question. All sorts of things, he says quietly with a long, uncomfortable gaze. Heravius stares at you blankly, arms folded. Let's discuss something else. If you want to talk about it, I'm all ears.
Very funny. Making fun of the disfigured man.
Forgive me for asking. Shiravius shrugs and says nothing. Tell me about Air Glanfath. It is a verdant land of history, culture, and natural beauty. His voice falls into a half whisper as he adds, and we already have enough unwanted trespassers, so I recommend you never visit. Do you miss it? Used to, he says with a slight frown. He scratches his shredded ear and looks eastward. It's home. I'll go back eventually, but he turns his attention to his shoulder and picks a small seed from the fibers of his tunic. See this? He holds up the seed. I know, just a seed, but I had never seen this type before, and I'm itching to find out what grows from it. Every day I see something new out here. I'll return home eventually, but for now, my curiosity exceeds my nostalgia sevenfold. Why should I avoid Air Glanfath? He looks at you puzzled. There are no cities to visit, no centers of commerce to explore. It would seem most visitors come to our village to lands to pillage the Ingwithan ruins. The ancient Ingwithans gave the forest to our ancestors, and in return we watch their ruins and see to it that they remain untouched. And before you ask, no, we don't have a secret passphrase or hand gesture. Nobody enters the ruin, not even the guardians and watchers. What can you tell me of your tribe? I'm from the Fisher Crane tribe. Most of my people live far to the southeast and around the Thane Bog. He weaves his finger together and cracks his joints in a flexing motion of wet snaps. The tribe is not one of great renown, but we Heravius pause for a moment. They protect their lands in accordance with this sacred oath of old, and as much as it pains me to say, I wouldn't want any other tribe's name attached to my own. Did you grow up in the bog? Only briefly. Here, let me show you something. Don't commit any of it to memory, please. Heravius rolls up his sleeve and shows you his forearms. The soft brown fur on his arm is lined with faint stains of henna and scar tissue. This is where I grew up, on the migration trail. I had it marked on my arm during my training. While much of the tribe guards the Thane Bog year-round, many of us, including the Circle of Hawk and Ivy, honor the oath by patrolling lesser-known ruins scattered throughout the land. He points at several of the henna crescents on his forearm. We eschew houses, take only what we can carry, and move camp every 2 moons to ensure that our sacred sites are visited at regular intervals. This nomadic patrol is how my druid circle come to name itself. We circle and protect like hawks, but we only ever perch on the ivy of the ruins. That is, nearby trees never to enter the builders' lairs. Why aren't the Fisher Cranes well regarded? Because the other tribes are inseparable sibling spawn? He grins broadly and stares at you for several silent moments. I suppose the Fisher Cranes have a reputation for being passive and reluctant to fight, which is another way of saying the other tribes fight hard while we fight smart. Our namesake, the Fisher Crane, is a marshland raptor that remains stark still from sunrise to noon. We are invisible stewards of the land and patient hunters of those who trespass. The three-tusked Stelgare tribes see our methods as soft and unbecoming, but I hear they use the same word for cousin as they do for whore in their dialect. Just an observation. Could you join a different tribe? Heravius frowns and shakes his head. There are tribes that would take me. The twice-split arrows adopt outcasts, like myself, but their ways are not my own. Some of them even live under roofs. How obtuse. He looks off to the southeast and sighs. I long for home, not just any home, but Whale has made my wanderings fruitful, and I accept that it may not be until my soul passes that I rejoin the Fisher Cranes. Aren't most Orlands in Air Glanfath wild?
Wild? Yes. I suppose all of us were a bit wild, as my tribe was migratory and we didn't live in permanent houses. But I understand what you're trying to ask. Yes, a slight plurality of Glanfathan Orlands have forest plumage. Growing up with meadow plumage, I was assumed to be weaker than others my age. The huntmaster of my tribe only chose apprentices from the forested kin, or rather, wild Orlans, as they're called amongst slave-owning bigots, as well as bigots too broke to own slaves. I grew up in Erglonfoth, specifically in and around Thane Bog. My people, the Fisher Crane tribe, are migrant stewards of the land. I've walked the whole of Glonfoth many times.
You're lost. I already asked those things, though. That's why I didn't want to ask them again.
Need something?
So, just what are you doing so far from Erglanthath? Home outgrew its value, he shrugs. The rest is just details. Hiravia stares at you blankly, arms folded. Let's discuss something else. I'm not trying to pry. You just seem excited to tell me all your other stories.
True enough. I suppose there's no harm in telling you all this. Just know that it's a touchy subject for me. It's a long story, and I haven't really told it before to an outsider, so bear with me. I struggled with spirit shifting, the final rite of passage in my druidic training. I prayed to Galawain for insight, and, in the style of seekers of old, went to the forest, alone, to ask for guidance. Then I got my answer. An answer at least, in the form of a vibrantly colored Stelgar that pounced from the underbrush and made a salient demonstration of its capacity to eat things 1/15 its size.
You're alive today, so how did you fend off the beast?
Fend it off. I ripped off its arm and sent it running. As the beast was lopping off bits of my handsomeness, I remember trying to fight back, swinging with arms too short to reach. I felt I had the energy for one last swipe at the beast's nose, and when I lashed out with a punch, my arm felt twice as massive, and my fingers sprouted talons. In a rush of power, I shifted into a mirror of my assailant. Apparently, he couldn't pick on someone his own size. By the battle's end, his severed arm was in my maw. The beast limped away in defeat.
It's quite an impressive tale. I thought learning to shapeshift would win me some respect. Maybe trap myself and Adrian Lass with a lust for little men. Alas, I might have been better off staying a novice. When I wandered back to my village, they saw my wounds and asked what happened. I showed them. The name they call my form was the Autumn Stelgar, and his mouth opens, but he hesitates for a long moment before choosing his word. They were not impressed. The Ryo of my circle believed the Autumn Stelgar to be a heinous abomination. It is said that if it eats you, your soul is invariably lost. As this was my first and most intuitive form, they deemed me a carrier of its evil. Even though I never so much as threatened my kin, I was ruled out unfit and cast out, Hiravius sighs, scratching his scarred face. I don't know what message Galawain was trying to send. The only lesson I learned was that the Seeker God will punish you for seeking. You didn't choose your spirit shifting form? No, he says with a huff. It chose me, or so I imagine. I always assume I would shift into a stoat. Seems more true to my nature. He points to the embossed pattern of whale on his eye patch. As the obscure teaches, when the answer is inscrutable, one must be content to ponder the question. So you're some sort of soul cannibal? Hiravia stares at you with a frown before covering his face in his hands. No, he mutters. At least I think not. I've never actually sat down and eaten an entire person to find out. I'm not that curious to find out. Were you at least recognized as a proper druid? His brow furrows. No, but I know I passed the initiation rite 5 times more perilous than any of those kin betrayers that insisted I was a failure. Yeah, I say bro. I'm getting tired. His brow. Can you can you learn to spirit shift into something less terrifying? I already can and sometimes do, he says with a beaming smile that quickly returns to a scowl. But the druids of my circle assign great meaning to one's first form. I'll always be unclean to them. Thank you for sharing your story.
Well, if you don't know me, you can't trust me. And if you can't trust me, odds are low you'll leap in front of a flying arrow to save my life. I've been meaning to visit the druids of Twin Elms to see if they know more about my spirit shift. If our journey takes us there, perhaps they can enlighten me with more information about the Autumn Stelgar. But for now, maybe we can talk about something less depressing? What would you like to know?
I want to hear more about Gallowayne and Whale. He stares at you blankly with one eye. Oh, not sure what more there is to say on the subject, unless you were itching for religious debate. Tell me more about your thoughts on Whale. I came to know Whale in earnest in the first year of my exile. I asked myself why Gallowayne would punish me for asking questions. What just and fair God would punish me for doing what he asks, for doing as he asked. Questioning why I had been mauled just drove me mad. At the height of my worry, I would have dreams where I only saw with my injured eye. My healthy eye became blind in my dreams. He lifts up the eye patch to gently itch at the socket. You catch a quick glimpse of a puckered and scarred abscess under the Whale embroidered parch. So one afternoon I stitched a stylized eye motif on the patch. I like to think of it as my self-initiation rite into the Brotherhood of Whale. Whale is not an instructive or overbearing deity. He does not freely dispense wisdom and expects all of us to question and explore with our own minds. Whale reminds us that curiosity is being receptive to any and all truths, not hunting for one answer. Has Whale ever spoken directly to you or sent you a sign? No, never directly, he says with a smile, which is as it should be, given what he represents. I especially like how Whale never sends wild beasts to maul me, but maybe I have low expectations of such things. Let's speak of something else. What more can you tell me about Gallowayne? A frown overcomes his face as he ponders your question. Consider it a lapsed devotion. I will always respect the Seeker God, but he visited ruination on me when all I sought was knowledge, just as he thought it should be. He meshes his fingers together and flexes his digits until the joints pop and click. Gallowayne left his mark on me. When I see my shifted reflection, I'm reminded of his presence. Gallowayne still inspires my fear, just not my worship. In fairness to Gallowayne, you did learn to spirit shift after the attack. Are you not thankful of that? For that? Hiravia stares at you in silence for a long moment before erupting. Thankful? Thankful for being marked as a pariah? He tears a chunk of red and orange off the side of his head with a growl. A chunk of red and orange off the side of his head? His hair? You see tiny buds of new hairs begin to regrow almost instantly. Oh. He lets out a sigh until his little body stops shaking. I respect what you're trying to say, yes. Gallowayne gave me my form, and I certainly wasn't learning it on my own, I guess. He tries to make eye contact, but his gaze falls to the ground. I guess I'm thankful that he gave me a true hunter's form, just as I prayed. Maybe I'm the fool for wanting the wrong thing. Thank you for sharing. We should be on the move. Thank you for listening, he says with a slight bow before falling into marching order behind you. So now we get the quest for him. Okay, so I know that for him, it's like right here, right? Did he say Elm's Reach? Was it treated form? Twin Elms. Do we even know where that is? Oh, right here. Okay. So that whole area here. So if we need to go that way, then we'll make sure that we bring him along.
May Wow watch your step.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no, well, let's go to Black Meadow first. I think I'm ready to kill Redrick though, also. Because, yeah, I think, well, kinda, sorta, I guess. Okay, was this the one? Yeah, this is the one that you, This is it, right?
I'll take a look.
Next to a Drake looking... Did it say looking east? Where is that? Looking east. This one's looking west, so... Maybe this one. Okay. They're all looking west. Oh, it's down here. It's down here. Here you go. This one's looking east. Okay. Yep. The Drake skull faces east. The soil underneath is soft and moist. Bury the scroll of whale. As you cover the ancient scroll with the last handful of soil, the shifting voice speaks in your head once more. Well done, Watcher. Is she going to be upset with us? She's gonna be upset with us, huh? Okay, so both of those have already been taken care of. So now we have more options to choose from. Come here, sweetie. Oh. Over here, baby. You got a big piece there, baby. So be happy with it. Alright, so plus bonus resolve. Why do I have to build a chapel though? Upgrade, restore the lab. What are we gonna do? Upgrade the grounds further. Let's do the barracks so we can employ hirelings. Okay.
Sagani, does your fox bite?
Yes,
Can I pet him anyway?
it's your hand.
I'm gonna pet him.
Oh, Ader. Why you gotta be cute like that? I mean, Adair. Like Adele. Adair. Where the fuck is this thing? Oh. Had a northern line. Exactly heaven. It moves like the sunset. The guy who painted that.
Gods keep you.
Oh, we can just ask her about the theorem of pentagram. An animancer named Nadine asked me to retrieve the theorems of pentagram from the Elder Archives. Grimda's impressive frown deepens. Thank you for letting me know. I'll be sure to tuck that tome away from prying eyes and see that Neda never sets foot in here again. In the meantime, here, a token of our appreciation. Oh no, did oh. Hold on, I don't want to do that. Because I want to, hold on, because I don't want to do that. I wanted to get the book for her. So,
Right.
I'll hold off on that then.
Gods keep
Telling
you.
her. I found the scroll, but Will asked me to hide it again. She gives you a long, stern look. I'd call anyone else a liar with a story like that, but coming from you, she squints behind her thick spectacles. There's a certain logic, after all. And if you've served Whale, then you've served me too. She presents with you with folded section of fabric. Whale is both a keeper and a discoverer of secrets. May this hood aid you in revealing what is obscured, and keep you hidden from those who wish you harm. Wow. You find a key in your palm. You're also free to visit the Elder Archives and take whatever book or scrolls you find in the open. Spreading and circulating new mysteries is part of our service to the obscured. Okay. Yes. So now we can get the book for that animancer. Okay. Let's check out this stealthy of perception +1. These plain dark hoods are deceptively powerful, enchanted with charms against detection and spells to heighten one's senses in darkness. As a result, the hoods have become primarily associated with thieves and cut purses, to whom these enchantments are of particular benefit. I'll just give it to her for now. Okay.
Poison.
There's a trap there. Fuck. A heavy book, old book that carries the dust of centuries. The pages are as fine and thin as onion skin and covered with obscure diagrams and notes of animacy. Before we pick this up though, let me just see. Can we just grab any book now? Oh, you find in the open, she says.
Hail and well met.
Like these are okay. It still says stealing. This one doesn't say stealing. It's kind of crazy. Okay, skulls for mother. Kana explored the ruins of Ibril's well extensively and found a wide variety of dangers in the ancient city's crumbling homes and palaces. Though the Puagra had always been hostile to outsiders, Kana was able to speak with them and realized they were being mentally controlled by someone else. The source of the increased attacks was an Orlan cipher who had been disowned by her father and subsequently banished from the twice split arrows. Hey, we heard about the twice split arrows from the Orlan. The other Orlan now grouped the hunter. Especially skill at mental domination. The cipher was using the Puagra, her children, to make a small fortune on unlucky travelers. However, once Kana drew her out in the open, the overconfident cipher was quickly defeated. In the cipher's lair near the heart of Ibril's well, Kana discovered a grisly treasure, a necklace that Puagra had formed from teeth of the Orlan's murdered father. Oh. Look at this. Rot skulls. 4 charges remaining. This grisly necklace is fashioned from the teeth of a dead Orlan, the unfortunate father of a deranged cipher, who used her powers to terrorize travelers near the Glenfatton ruins of Elbril's well. The cipher's daughters, mind control Puagra, made the necklace for her as a gift. Oh, it sounds like, what's the name? What is the name of that? Kesha's fans. Didn't they make like a necklace of teeth? She was asking her fans to send her their teeth so she can make a necklace out of it or something crazy like that. I think that was Kesha. Alright, we're gonna take this. He didn't say that we were stealing, so I was like, okay. And these are still considered stealing, which is really funny. Like all these books. Let me try picking one. What Ader has what? caught stealing. See? It's still considered stealing. I was just testing that. So you can actually steal while they're not looking. Is that what it is? And is it considered, is it marked as a stolen? Let's see here, like if you steal this. Oh. And it's not marked as stolen. Okay. So I guess we can, if no one's watching, we can just go ahead and steal. Okay. Sounds good to me. Like over here, no one's watching, right? Okay, I better save real quick. Even though I don't like to do the cheating like this, you know, like reloading a save and all that. I hate doing that. Oh, no one noticed that. Okay. Cool. So as long as there's no one in the vicinity, we can take everything.
Yeah.
I definitely can't do it here because there's so many people. Alright. And where's our alliance or whatever? Not alliance, what you call it? Our influence with the groups, all different groups in the game. Reputation. House Demamel doesn't like us at all. Okay. Okay, and for that one quest. Oh yeah, because we couldn't kill that lady that goes, so we need to go back there. Okay, Brackenbury, and then what about? Okay, and then Brackenbury. Okay, so we're going to Brackenbury. Where does it want us to meet in Brackenbury? Charred Barrel, which is over here. But let me just go deliver this book to the Animancer. Oh, here she is.
Welcome.
You'll never believe what I found. You, Lady of Lament, you really found it. Nadine cradles the musty tome like a newborn. I can't believe it. It really exists. She looks back at you. Thank you so much. This will be invaluable. She almost turns to the book, but at the last moment she remembers herself and gives you a bag of coin. Maybe I should have read it before I give it to her, though, huh? Hold on. Let me... I gotta read it. I gotta read it before I give it to her.
Mm-hmm.
You've been on your own for 5 years,
I thought Ichima.
but you can't talk to him.
My standards changed around year 2.
Where are the books? A heavy old book that carries the dust of centuries. The pages are as fine and thin as onion skin and covered with obscure diagrams and notes of animancy. So you can't even read the details. Okay, that's fine. Just making sure.
Hail, traveler.
So we get 500 copper. I'm glad this will be useful to you. I don't suppose you could spare a little more. Yeah. Of course, she pulls a ring from her finger. It may not look like much, but I've always been able to use this ring to generate a little extra money when I was between stipends. It's critical for someone doing research without the benefit of a wealthy patron. She smiles weakly and hands it to you. Please take it. You've certainly given me a resource I could have found on my own. Ring of Eternal Funding? Yes. Anything else? She looks eager to return to her studies. I'll leave you alone. Farewell. Nice. That's done. Let's look at this ring. This plain gold band contains a power that belies its simple appearance. It's been passed between animancers, wizards, and other scholars for centuries before, because it provides a steady income to the wearer, allowing him or her to pursue research interests without being tied to a particular patron. That's funny. Okay, you can wear that.
Yeah.
There he is. Lord Chadius Maximus, what brings you to Brackenbury? Put down the ale, old man. You summoned me. No, I didn't. I received a missive from you. The Chancellor sets down his mug of ale and looks at you quizzically. As far as I know, nothing has changed regarding your rightful possession of Cadnua. Oh no, this is a revenge plot. You realize that the charred barrel has gone quiet, and turn to see the last of the patrons quickly disappearing through the front door. A moment later, a group of armed men and women stride into the tavern. Oh dear, the Chancellor quickly ducks behind the table. Okay, just allow us to at least, position our team. The woman leading the armed group lowers her cowl with one hand while keeping the other on a pistol tucked into a belt. You immediately recognize Gadvin's captain. Now that the sheep have been herded from their pen, you and I can conduct our business, unfortunately as it may be. I remember you. You were with Lord Gathwin at the palace. I'm just saying, what do you want? Oh, I think you know. Lord Gathwin has ordered your death. She forces a frown. A shame, really. I admire your exploits, even if only half of them are true. Sadly, I have my orders. Gathwin will lose. You should work for me. The man is a swine, albeit noble, wealthy swine. Her lip curls in feigned disgust. Were I to do it again, I doubt I'd have taken it with him. But what's done is done, and Lord Gathbin is as ruthless as he is arrogant. He'll go to great lengths to avenge a betrayal. What could you offer to make me consider such a risk? Oh, oh, this is interesting. A better life serving an honorable lord. Tempting, but your honor is no match for Lord Gathbin's wrath. Let's get on with this. What? Okay. That's not enough for him, huh? Okay. Be like that. What a bitch.
Yeah.
Who are you? Who are you? Oh, that's our... We gotta get... And you need to shield everybody. Oh, they couldn't even go in though. That's the cool thing about this because it's blocked.
Can't get a good shot with this.
Oh shit. Come on, heal him, do something. Thank you. Bitch, cast something. The focus is low, okay. The healing is good though. Oh. Okay, we're good now. This priest is going crazy though.
breathe.
That's not very helpful.
Jeez. Only the wolf died. Well, that was unexpected. Warren emerges from beneath the table and smooths the rumpled sleeves of his robe. It does make the strange reports I've received from the grass make more sense in context, however. What haven't you told me? Earl Batemar decided to keep an eye on Lord Gathbin's activities. Gathbin has been hiring a lot of men recently, but for what purpose, we can't say. I'd advise you take extra precaution at Cadnua. He may be attempting to place spies or saboteurs within your walls. Be wary, Chadius Maximus. I don't think you've seen Lord Gathbin's endgame yet. He swallows the rest of his ale and gives you a curt nod before heading for the door. I'll return to Cadnua after. I think we're just gonna go pay the whore for the for that artifact though. 25 to 35. What? Okay, that's better.
Yeah.
Look at all these naked men. 12 to 17. Okay. Oh, she wears light armor to I don't think you can drink the spirits like in battle. I think you drink that outside of the... Does she have lore? Nope. She got stealth? So she's a stealthy, character in this party.
Huh?
All the naked men on the floor. Nobody leveled up. Okay, let's get some rest before we continue.
Good day, stranger.
Huh?
What? What's going on? Brutish warrior has arrived seeking employment. He was nearly set upon by brigands on the road, but your patrols intervened. Nice. Okay. And do I want to do this, go up here? Because we haven't figured this out yet. What's the deal with Raymond? This Raymond guy. Oh, that's House Domamel is here. Oh. Yeah, those guys don't like us. You cast your grappling hook and it catches on the windowsill. The rope remains taut as you pull your weight on it. Okay. Blinking as your eyes adjust to a dim interior, you slip inside the matter. Yeah, I'm not sure what this is all about yet.
If secrets whisper here, I shall listen for them.
And the fire shows me something new.
There's nobody who can disarm that?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Hey.
But I'm slowly dying of hunger. Fine.
Yeah.
A simple test. That's settled.
Oh, a nice shield. Okay. Ooh, Heart of White March. The Heart of White March is a priceless jewel known for its pale glow and named after the equally famous mountain range it was discovered on. Jewels like this were once believed to attract dragons. Awesome.
Huh?
Are we even supposed to be doing any of this? So I'm not sure.
Huh?
And what was the flame? I can do that. That's settled.
The apples look too vividly crimson to be real. Like, why are we out here? Like, why are we up here sneaking around? What's the deal with this house? And with this duke? Or whoever this person is. Yeah, I think this is when you go up the stairs. Drugs. These are all drugs. Ripple sponge. Also a drug. For it has a soothing, calming effect, which help tackling extended periods of strenuous activities. They're all drugs. White leaf is derived from the white leaf weed, which is commonly found throughout the Durwood and Irgramfoth. Locals dry and smoke the plant, which grants a feeling of calm alongside intense lethargy. Weed, basically. Okay. This is a masterwork of famous Adrian painter. Though exquisitely crafted, this left seat feels stiff and uncomfortable. So maybe there's like a reason why we're out here. I mean, maybe we need to get up here at a later time. But we killed all the guards. I don't know if this is gonna have any impact. It's like really weird, you know. I'm not sure what's going on with that place. And I know I have another set of that, right? The grapple hook. Yep, I have a bunch of them. Okay, nice.
How's the hand?
Turning purple. I have to cut it off.
I warned you not to pet him.
If I'm not supposed to pet him, why is he so soft?
So stupid. I think we have to go back to Kid Nuana for that quest. Hold hold on, now let me check something. What was it that I wanted to check on? No. Okay. Let's go through the front door. Oh, let's check House of Demomel and see what's going on over there. Since we're here. I think we got kicked out last time we went in. So let's see if now they just want to fight us if we go in here. Yeah, this guy kicked us out.
Hello.
I'm just here to loot the place and kill anyone in my way. You one-shotted my priest.
Yeah.
I'll see what I can do. I'll see what I can do.
I can do that.
Oh.
That's settled.
Sure.
He was just running around. That's funny. The wine rack contains a wide selection of vintages from all over Europe. All of them very, very expensive. Yeah, I gotta read those later. Just killing everybody. All of these motherfuckers.
A simple test. That's settled.
Oh, Valen clothing. The Valen republics pride themselves on their elaborate clothing at the heart of a vast trade empire. The republics have access to myriad textiles and dyes that they use in their garment industry. Citizens of the republic favor dark colors, elaborate patterning, high collars, and luminous sleeves and breeches. Okay. We're getting rid of the House of Demomel. No one will be saved. And no one will be saved. That servant was one-shotted. Oh my god. This is absolute massacre. The knives are warm from the heat of the oven. They look absurdly sharp. Damage reduction. So you can... Oh, we just put it in here. This is actually pretty fun.
Nice and quiet.
Right.
The table is set with silver rimmed plates and golden candlesticks. Clearly, crime pays well. Yeah, they're like a crime family anyway, right?
Steady does it.
Okay, everyone needs to eat some fruit. That should be enough. Whoa. No mercy.
Yeah.
Absolutely no mercy. Ooh, arquebus. Arquebus. Matchlock firearms of high power and fair accuracy. Arquebus got a prize for their ability to penetrate wizards' arcane veils. Wow. The 24 to 36 pierce damage. What is she using now? Oh, but we have forgiveness now. So no.
Huh.
The coverlet feels like imported Adra silk.
A simple test. That's settled.
No mercy. Dang. The perceptive use of color in the panorama is overshadowed by the oversized signature along the bottom, Abrican Damamel. Oh. While the landscape shows promise, the brushwork is obviously hurried. The artist seems to have spent more time on his signature, A. Damamel, than anything else. We get to kill him? I hope so.
Yeah.
Let's go. Mow it.
Right.
We're almost dead though, that's the problem.
Hey. Hmm? Hey.
Yeah.
Laval.
Oh no, not Laval, whatever.
Laval.
Nice. What? Quest chill changing of guard? Where's that? What happened? Why did the... What? The changing of the guard. Quest failed. But what quest is that? How come it doesn't show me? I just want to get rid of them because they hate me. I guess it's a quest that hasn't been given to us? Okay, fine. Okay, let's see, where was the last time we saved? We were down here. Okay,
Sure.
well, fine. We just cleared down here, I guess. We'll come back later and finish the job. I was getting kind of excited to get rid of all of them, you know? Yeah, I didn't even know there was a massacre. It's just like, yeah, just get rid of all of them. I don't have to worry about them anymore. That was the logic behind that attack. But,
Looks a little healthier than before.
oh, so if we leave... I see. Like if when we come back, they leave. So whenever we leave... How come 100 lost the bandits this time? Then we hire a bunch of people, like mercenaries, to take care of Kednua. I wouldn't pay, so they set my crops on fire. When my boy tried to stop him, they knocked him over the head. He's alive, but he can't think straight no more. Shit. Your boy got lucky. My guards, good men both, got put to the sword after they'd surrendered. I paid those thugs what they wanted, but they still took everything I had. There he is, the woman points at you, and all eyes in the crowd turn their hostile gazes upon you. Can I help you people with something? We don't need help. We just want you to leave us alone. We want justice. Choose your next words carefully. The group eyes you warily. After a few moments, one man in the group elbows another. The second man takes a deep breath and straightens his stance before speaking. You sent your men to my farm to collect a crop tax, saying you was overdue. For me, it was a road toll. I've been traveling up and down this way for years, and this was the first time I've heard of such a thing. Other people in the crowd chime in with similar stories. What makes you think I sent these men? Those weren't my men. Then who were they? They weren't no common bandits. What makes you think I sent these men? They said they were acting on orders of the Lord of Kednua. That's you. If this happens again, it's not on my orders. You heard it directly from me. Say we believe you. What about what we've lost? What about my crops? And my goods? And my families? And the families on my guard? They want money? It's not my fault. I don't care about your idiot son. You know what? If these people are gonna be, I don't know. Are we gonna be the Lord for these people? I mean, I don't even know who they are. I thought I only take care of Kednua. I didn't know that. I mean, those people apparently, the people collecting taxes and toll fees, they're just obviously a criminals. But why do I have to pay for this? So I'm trying to think whether this is a good idea. I have money. That's not the issue. But is this a good idea to just send them money give them money for no reason? I'll just give them 1,000. That's fine. Most generous of you, my lord. The villagers nod and smile at you, uttering thanks as they distribute the coins between them. Oh, I gained 3 prestige. Okay, I got something out of it. I'm okay with that. Martial foreign. Angry mobs. The inevitable thorn never roll aside. Hey, Chadius Maximus. They're good people. Can't blame them for reacting that way. And I got money. Your subjects are fortunate to have a leader that understands the compassionate side of nobility. But for now, they will have to wait. I have news about Lord Gathbin. Let's discuss it in the Great Hall, away from curious ears. Is it completed? Finish in 12 hours. Okay, nice. Yeah, I have enough money to spare. I guess it's just 1,000 copper. I was about ready to pay that whore like 800. How? Oh no, she wanted 6,000, wasn't it? Yeah, I'm about ready to pay that whore like 6,000 fucking copper. So 1,000 for these guys. You know, that seems so bad. Lord Chadius Maximus, I have received word that Lord Gathbin is amassing an army of mercenaries near Yenwood Fields. It appears a peaceful claim of Kednua is no longer possible. The Earl has sent me to aid you in forming your own force to counter this threat. I'm here in an advisory role only, of course. The Earl won't officially take side in this dispute. Let's talk about my army. The martial nods. Where am I getting my troops? I've sent out a call for volunteers from the lands around Kednua. Hopefully people will realize that being under your rule is preferable to that to that of Lord Gathbin's. Any hirelings stationed at Cadnua will also accompany you to the battle, so I suggest you acquire as many of them as possible. However, most of these men and women have no military experience. Hopefully you can gain additional allies. The Knights of the Crucible, perhaps? Or the Dozens? What's the status of my regular troops? The Marshal shakes his head. Too green and too few. If you go up against Lord Gathbin now, losses will be heavy. However, victory is still possible. We need to recruit veteran troops. I know a company or two of veterans that would be willing to join us for a bit of coin. I'd say 10,000 coppers should cover the expenses. Let me think about it. What special allies do I have available? So this is like there's like actual large-scale battles in this game. What special allies do I have available? He shakes his head. No one has offered their help, I'm afraid. It may be possible to find ally in Defiance Bay, among the Knights of the Crucible, the Dozens, or even, if you're truly desperate, House of Demoman. I've also heard rumors of a force of Red Sarens currently in the White March. If you find your way that far north, perhaps you can sway some of them to join your cause. Very well. If there's anything else you wish to know, please ask. Why won't the Earl officially legitimize my claim? It is a delicate situation. Legally, Lord Gathbin's claim is just, as he knows it. Stripping land and title from a noble family is quite dangerous, perhaps more so than killing the man outright. With Gathbin dead, the Earl only need to worry about blood vengeance from family members that actually cared for Lord Gathbin. Those, if court gossip is to be believed, are few and far between. Losing a family claim to land and title, though, such dispute incite hatred from the entire clan and their political allies, not to mention to the unease it causes among the other nobles. Wars are started for less. No, if Gathbin is to be denied, it will be you who must prove your legitimacy to the Earl, and all others would dispute your claims. This is what it means to be noble in the Deerwood. How much time do I have? Enough. It's rumored that Lord Gathbin will suffer a series of unfortunate and completely unforeseeable setbacks before his army is complete. He grins and winks. Still, I'd not tarry long. I have a fortress with strong walls. Why not let Gathbin's army come to me? Lord Gathbin isn't fool enough to risk tearing down Cadnua just to kill you. And if you shield yourself behind these walls, you'll have free reign to torment your subjects in the countryside. Earl Bademar will see your inaction against Lord Gathbin as a sign that you're unwilling to perform your duties as Lord of Cadnua. Losing his support will have dire consequences. Taking the fight to Lord Gathbin is your only option. Okay. Okay, wow, there's so many quests.
I trust all is well.
I have questions about Consulhalt and the Torn Bannerman. Who is Consulhalt? A famed
A
archmage?
famed archmage.
Oh.
I am given to understand that the Brackenberry Sanitarium puts much stock in his work as regards the manipulation of the soul. His spells are widely
I
circulated.
thought we already talked about this.
But he is poorly regarded in many circles. Some call him a madman, or else cruel and barbarous. He must be very old by now. Perhaps that is why the Torn Bannermen believe they can best him. Little enough, I'm afraid. The Torn Bannermen are well supplied and well organized, and there are rumors that they are backed by an unknown benefactor.
And she is so loud.
They have proved remarkably effective in the past, and they are certainly a threat now.
Was this your keep once?
Not as a land is its laws. more as a child as its mother's. This castle was my design, you see. The Earl appointed me to do it. I was getting on in years. I knew it would be my only chance to build something magnificent. When it was built, I couldn't bring myself to part from it, to go back to my lonely home. I begged the Earl to let me stay, to take care of it. It was all I wanted, and he granted it.
Yeah, I've listened
Years
to
later,
all of these
when
before.
Baron Sasha find the Earl of Yenwood, the original, in fact, when Deerwood was a colony. He found this site, the only ruin Ere Glanfarth refused to defend, and he believed its wealth would be great. The keep was his way of defending his family's claim, and that claim became his obsession. He had to know what lay beneath. He devoted his life to excavating the ruins below the keep. They had been sealed with rock and soil. Deliberately, it would seem. Years passed, and with them the Earl. He dug his entire life and never found what he sought. His obsession became his sons and his sons' sons. And one day, that young Earl broke through.
Yes, an endless maze, incomprehensible in its construction. But he would never come to learn more than that. Vile things had taken residence there. Violent dangers they poured up through the keep and slew its residents, the Earl among them.
After that, the keep remained abandoned, unused, wasted. Mayor Wall's mastery of this place was the first hope I'd had in 200 years. How I've longed to see it as it once was. I can only guess why all this has happened. I fear I've wronged the gods putting this place here, and they've doomed me to watch it wear away into dust. To witness my own folly. Imprisoned? At times it feels that way, I suppose. But it's more that I reside here. The throne was brought up from the ruins. One of the first things... Oh, it's not as confining as it seems.
Yeah, I don't know why those are showing as if they're new information, but I've already talked to her about that. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot to do now. I mean, we have to worry about this battle, but I don't think that there's a it seems like they want a lot for this battle. Like they want to make sure you have people with you, like recruit more people, recruit the knighthood from Defiance Bay. So maybe in the meantime you have to keep paying people 1,000 fucking copper. Like every now and then they'll come in to complain about being bullied by that guy, sending his people around and blaming it on me. So I guess we gotta prioritize this. I have 18,000, and then this guy's offering to get mercenary for 10,000. I'm about to pay that prostitute 6,000 copper too for the unless I wanna just kill the guy and get that quest over with. But I think I wanna get the relic. I think that's probably the best solution for that quest. So there's so many things for us to do. Okay, well, we're just gonna try not to get any new quests. Just stay with these that we have now, and just try to go through them. Like I need to do that one where I need to check to see if to convince there's like an organization of adventurers, I think. But I need to I need to find this breastplate. Document from Dunrit Row. I'm not even sure what Dunrit Row is. Like, I think I was looking for it. Where is Dunrit Row? So I need to do that. I need to go back. I guess we'll go back to the to Defiance Bay. Let me see if I can just find Dunrit Row though. So maybe we'll start there so we can get that going with the Crucible Knights. This guy's just gonna stay here. Okay.
Better indeed.
Finish in 3 hours. Okay. Oh, and then we get an item. That's right. We got an item. The teeth necklace. We gotta go pick that up too.
Looks a little healthier than before.
Where is that? Oh. Plus 18 fortitude? Okay. Okay, stop here. Oh, it's midnight. Okay, so I need to go sleep.
Better indeed.
Alright. Yeah, I'm not sure about this whole big battle thing. I'm not sure how that's gonna work. Is it just simulated? If you have enough troops, then you're just gonna win it? Or do we have to manage it? I don't know how that works. So, we'll see.